What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chisha Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman admits, I wanted to bang all my coworkers and boss. But the question here is, why? Let's find out.
I once got dosed with a man's amount of testosterone on accident, and I start looking at my boss and my coworkers, and I'm like, "Oh my god, why do I want to
Get your cheeks clapped.
do things with my why do I want to do things with my coworkers? Like, this is making no sense." And I'm like, "What is wrong with me?" And I go in the bathroom. I'm just like put my hands on the countertop, and I'm like, look in the mirror. I'm like, "Molly, what's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh, testosterone. Oh shit. Oh my God, I've got a man's amount of testosterone in me today. This is wild."
All right, guys, you guys heard it for yourself. She got accidentally poked or dosed, whatever. I don't know how they do it, but with the same amount of testosterone that a man would get. The thing I thought was really interesting about this story is I did a video a while back of a woman saying, well, what is it about men? And they're always thinking about smashing and, man, there's more to life than sex, etc., etc. But in that video, I basically was like, hey, that's just men. That's who they are, right? That's their makeup. Now, that doesn't take away from men needing to have self-control and being able to have discipline. But I don't think women understand the gravity of the situation. I don't think they understand just how much men think of sex. So there was a study done back in like 2014. A bunch of articles on it, but here's one by the BBC, and it reads, they found that the average man in their study had 19 thoughts about sex a day. This was more than the women in their study who had about 10 thoughts a day. So men had almost double, right? Basically double the amount of thoughts about sex a day. However, the men also had more thoughts about food and sleep, suggesting perhaps that men are more prone to indulgent impulses in general. So of course, guys, a lot of people definitely chimed in on this topic. And we're going to check out the first comment here from a gentleman that says, years ago, a woman who was transitioning on testosterone remarked, I had no idea how well behaved men actually are. Facts. This man says 24K likes. Now that's crazy. Yeah. What if women could be in the body of the average man? Because, you know, they've set up all these different ways to kind of civilize men so that they don't act on their impulses. And this comes down to even just like complimenting a woman who looks good can be seen as harassment or something like that in the workplace. I'm not talking about the stuff that we're all going to agree that that's too far. I'm talking about if a woman was in a man's body and actually felt and experienced the chemicals every time she came in with the cleavage or dressed way too provocative, then maybe they don't understand just how different men are from women and why men say things like, well, if you dress a certain way, you know, you're not helping the type of negative attention you may receive on social media, especially if you're in a relationship, etc. Of course, again, we're not talking about extremes because people love to jump to the extremes, but I just don't think they understand what it's like being a man. Somebody else responded back to that guy and said, just don't leave us unchecked for too long. Another comment here says, just imagine living with this every day since puberty. 23K likes. And somebody else responded back to him and says, sounds like a nightmare. That's probably a chick who's like, it sounds like a nightmare. If you're trying to be productive in this life, for guys who are out here and you're trying to, you know, build and you're trying to start a business or trying to get a specific job, whatever it may be, you're trying to be a productive man in society. We all know that thoughts of sex can be a problem, right? That urge to bust cheeks or want to call up an ex or whatever it may be, you know, especially if you're single and you don't really have something that's reliable, consistent. Not being able to control that urge can get in the way of being productive. It can be a hell, especially if you're trying to be productive, right? In some situations, for guys, it's safer to just choke your chicken sometimes just to focus on what needs to get done. You guys know what I'm talking about, man. Another comment here says, it's exhausting. Sometimes Hyundai Sonatas are looking a certain way. Yo, what? Another comment here says, try it 30 years with self-control. So they're like, she went one day tried 30 years. Here's another comment that says, try going through life like that and having to suppress it daily. Here's another comment that says, now she gets it. Another comment, welcome to her world. Somebody else here says, that's adorable. One day with laughing emojis. This next comment turned into a thread. This guy started off saying, yeah, it doesn't go away when you have a wife or girlfriend either. Sheesh. They don't want to hear that.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
And someone else responded back to him and said, actually, after a certain age, you start to get a 1% decline. Yes, it does decline as you get older. Somebody else here says, isn't it like after age 40 though? Somebody else added to the convo. A few more comments here. This next commenter says, see, the trick is to get so hurt in life that you become numb and don't feel anything anymore. That's how you get around it. Yeah, that's sad. A woman responded back to him, the actual chick, I believe, in the video, who says, this is heartbreaking. Men need to feel. I'm sorry society tries to castrate men emotionally. It's not cool. A final comment here reads, I love how she's like, I had a guy's testosterone for one day and it was crazy. And other dudes are like, yeah, it is. And every girl's like, regulate. What do you guys think? I thought this was an interesting topic. Comment down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.